Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. We are halfway through the Elite Eight. 2 of 4 Final Four spots have already been decided. Iowa and Duke make it back. They were both a part of last season's finale or semi-finale, as it's right to say. But here in this matchup here between 2-seed Michigan and 1-seed Alabama, neither of these two teams made it to the Final Four last year. In fact, both fell in the Sweet 16 of last season. So it'll be very interesting to see which one of these two make it back. Once again, Commissioner Dez and Coach Smith back at it with play-by-play and color commentary respectively. Now this one I might hit close to home a little bit. Not in the necessary terms of like location-wise, but just the fact that this Alabama team probably had the game of its season against you guys in the previous round. And look, a loss is a loss regardless of whether it was close or not, but just the way that it went down, let's just face it, it hurt a lot. But with that said, it's a new ball game. Michigan is, let's just say, more equipped to handle Alabama's height and more equipped to handle Alabama's style of play. What do you expect from this one?
I expect a gritty defensive matchup. I think Michigan is, like you said, better equipped against Alabama to face the front court. And I think that's where it's going to be won today. I think whichever front court has the better game will win the game.
I absolutely agree, and this is going to be a real battle of the front courts. I mean, you have Dominic Cotton and Nikita Zelikov for Michigan on one side, and then you have Carlos Poblasky and Khalil Donovan on the other. Two centers, basically, for both teams. Except in this case, Khalil Donovan and Nikita Zelikov being basically stretch fives playing at the 4. And this is going to be really fun to watch all happen. And you know what's, and it's kind of funny, because this is a matchup that we're going to see in real life, and not even for basketball. January 1st, at College Football Playoff Semifinal in Pasadena, California for the Rose Bowl. It's going to be fun to watch those Wolverines take on that Crimson Tide. Battle between Harbaugh and Saban will be fun, but let's get back to what's on our screen here. Michigan and Alabama, two of the best teams this entire season. So much is on the line, most importantly being a Final Four spot. And here we go. DeAndre Cotton wins the tip for the Wolverines, and here we go. Almost a turnover already for Jay Nash, and he will not get that first jumper to go from mid-range. And here we go. C.J. Parker for Alabama gets us going for the second possession of the game. That was nearly turned over, and Poblasky recovers and slams it down for the first points of the game, going to the Crimson Tide. Now, with that said, Coach, I don't know how familiar you are with Syracuse, but, we're here. Moving across the country at such rapid speeds. How do we do it? I don't know. But with that said, I don't know how familiar you are with the Orange and their campus, but we're playing in the Carrier Dome. It's a big venue.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with Syracuse's zone. Not as familiar with their campus, though.
Yeah. Syracuse's zone, especially under Jim Boeheim. I don't know if they still play that zone in real life because of the coaching change, but I haven't watched much Syracuse basketball. That's a 3 though for Jaden Money. Alabama takes back the lead early, but I thought the Syracuse zone was specifically Boeheim's thing. I don't know. I could be wrong there.
Even if the assistant rep is using it, he can't replicate what Boeheim did. That's a Boeheim thing.
Kind of what I thought was the case, as Jay Nash draws a foul on C.J. Parker to head to the line. So Jay Nash had one of the best games I have seen from from let's face it, a freshman in this entire tournament when Michigan stormed back from 13 down to take out LSU in the Sweet 16. First one went down, and the second one, he missed it. Bit of a surprise there, but here we go. This Alabama team loves to run and gun, as we all saw versus, I hate to see it again, versus Iowa State's Khalil Donovan splashes a three, and this is what we were talking about. If Khalil Donovan can get it going from all over the floor, it's hard to see Alabama not making the Final Four. Blasky, Zelikov drives in, and that's a good little bucket right there. Didn't know that Nikita was so nimble at 7'2". Jaden Money to Khalil. That was nearly turned over. Pavlovsky again nearly turned over to Andrei Zelikov. And that is finally turned over. Alabama played with fire for those last 10 seconds, and they got burnt finally. And here's Jay Nash at the left elbow, waiting for this Wolverines offense to get it moving. Screen set, three ball, a bit ambitious there, and rebounded by Pavlovsky. Needed to settle his feet there before letting the shot go. But here's Jaden Money, the replacement for Ray Robinson, and another jumper by Khalil Donovan. Look, if Alabama makes the Final Four, regardless of what happens with the Crimson Tide from then on out, or maybe even now just because they're in the Elite Eight, it's hard to see any other power forward make the first team all-tournament team. Khalil Donovan's just been that dominant. Here's Jaden Money again after another Wolverines miss. Andre. He's going to feed it to Jaden. Back to Carlos Pavlovsky. He's going to try and drive in on Cotton. No. Zelikov, three. Missed. And that is rebounded by Jay Nash. Wolverines headed back the other way. And this, actually, if this turns out to be a Wolverines loss, is J.C. Avery floats one up. Nice little hook shot there from J.C. Avery, the Wisconsin transfer. If the Wolverines lose this one today, it will mark the end of Coach Rodriguez's career. As he said, after this tournament, he is retiring, unfortunately. Zelikov somehow gets that ball after a bounce around a little bit, and he gets it to go down. A 5 of 6 start for Alabama. Meanwhile, a cold 3 for 7 for Michigan. Now, what will this Wolverine offense do? Jay Nash waiting for some off-ball movement. Wolverines are definitely taking their time with this one as they finally start getting it going, and that one's turned over. Whole lot of time wasted there trying to figure out what they wanted to do on offense. And Alabama, not as undecisive as these Wolverines. Are going to come the other way. Donovan passes it out. And Zelikov, although that's tipped, somehow ends up in Zelikov's hands. It's rejected. Although shot clock is running out on Carlos Pavlovsky and the Tide here. What will they do? Pavlovsky. Near half court. What's going on? He's got to let a 3-ball go, and he misses. So both completely horrible possessions by both teams. Jeez Louise. I don't think I've seen it like that before, where one bad series or one bad possession was followed up by another bad, maybe even worse possession. Nash works it into Cotton. Cotton floats it up, misses, but gets his own rebound, and he will put it back. So the Wolverines are staying with Alabama, and so far this one is not as high scoring as I would have thought. But with that said, we're approaching 10.5 minutes. Anything can still happen. Khalil Donovan, Parker. Andre draws the foul, and J.C. Avery is called for the shooting foul. He kind of bear hugged him there. So Andrei Zelikov, a couple free throws coming up for the Crimson Tide. Now, a lot of people remember Andre for last year when Alabama fell to Iowa in the Sweet 16. Andre had 2 opportunities to tie the game with a 3-point shot, and he had 2 opportunities at that and missed both, unfortunately. But things have turned around. He's looked a lot better in this tournament. More confident. More composed. Just like this whole Alabama team, honestly, even with the departure of Ray Robinson and Trey Dixon. And Jay Nash is in a heap of trouble, although he gets that one away in time. Poplawski, hop step. How did he get that one to go? Pablo Poplawski. And here, Parker. It's Jaden Money. Poplawski floats it to CJ. CJ jumper, and it rattles in. Again, kind of a slow cooker kind of start for both teams. Alabama up by 5, and that is intercepted by Jaden Money. Heading to the rim, and he draws the foul on Nikita Zelikov. So more free throws coming up for the Tide. So, Coach, early thoughts so far on both teams?
It's very interesting how the course of this game has gone. Alabama's a high-pace, run you up and down the court type of team, but this kind of hasn't really been that type of game. It's kind of actually favored more towards Michigan in slowing down and being methodical. Yet Alabama still has a 6-point lead, so I think that's interesting so far.
I definitely agree. It's been very more so towards Alabama's benefit right there, especially with another turnover. Coach Killian looking on. Doesn't show on his face, but I'm sure he's happy with how his team forced that turnover. And yeah, I agree. Alabama has played more towards Michigan's tempo. Well, here's Khalil Donovan stepping, and that's another foul drawn. I think that's Cotton's first. But either way, Khalil Donovan getting free throws. Either way, he's getting points. And Carlos Poplawski will come off for DeMarcus Cousins, the 4th. And here's Khalil Donovan. Once again, this brother is looking at himself being on the first team all-tournament list. Every single game he has been tremendous, to say the least. Both free throws go, and Alabama mounting a pretty decently sized lead early on. And again, Alabama, they play a little bit like Louisville. As we saw earlier today, they love to pressure. Nikita to Cotton. Cotton drives in, floater, no, that's a horrible shot. Corralled by DeMarcus Cousins, the 4th. And the Crimson Tide, once again, can add on to this lead, although that's turned over, finally. A positive outcome for the Wolverines on defense. And here's Jay Nash. Nikita can really get it going. To J.C. Avery, the Wisconsin transfer, like I said. Dribbles out of that double, although nearly turned over. To Jay Nash. Poplawski, jumper, silky smooth, Pablo Poplawski. More than a few moments right there on that possession where Michigan, it felt like they could have lost the ball. And Alabama just missed a 3 right there, so they can close down on this Alabama lead here. Can do it. Avery tries to drive in. Settles for the mid-range jumper, gets it to go. J.C. Avery. And Alabama's only up by 4. Andre. Waiting for something to develop on the offensive end for the Crimson Tide. There's Cousins. Parker. Feed to Jaden Money. No, it's off of Pablo Poplawski's knees and out of bounds, so it'll stay with Bama. And so far, this game has looked the part. Alabama playing at a high tempo, but with that said, still somehow it feels like it is going at the pace that Michigan wants it to be at. Here we go, an inbound from Buchanan, I believe. Over to C.J. Parker. Parker, 3 ball. No, but rebounded by Cousins, and it's swatted away. And Poblaski somehow got it back and just waltzes towards the rim for the 2. Unfortunate break right there for Michigan. They did everything right up until the last moment. And that's turned over. Buchanan to the rim. Layup goes. Alabama restores its 8-point lead. Listen, Michigan was in a hole last time versus LSU. They somehow found the way to not just come back and tie the game, but to win it all together. Poblaski, Cotton, Avery. Jumper, no. Rebounded by Mole. Mole misses. And all of a sudden, this broadcast wants to start freezing up a little bit. Not ideal. CJ Parker to Andrei Zelikov, who was at the March Madness logo. Trying to make some moves. Screen set by Poblaski. Thought about driving in, but he pulled away. And Poblaski just got the easy slam. Mole just, for whatever reason, backed away from Carlos. That didn't make much sense to me. And Michigan's down by 10. No timeout called yet, though. Perplexed by that decision. Jay Nash trying to work something. He's going to feed it to Pablo. Feed. J.C. Avery, no. Missed jumper. And Alabama applying the pressure. Buchanan.
I have to think Michigan want a timeout soon.
They're going to need it, especially
the run out. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to need it, especially if they let up another score here. Cousins. Zelikov, jumper, pure. No timeout here. I'm shocked, actually.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good time for a timeout.
Well, Poblaski sinks the jumper there, but they're still down by 10. Cousins, feed to Parker. And what was Jay Nash doing there? He looked like a deer in headlights. Wolverines really need to find their way to not just get more buckets, start drawing fouls. Cotton, jumper, got it. Clean little look for DeAndre Cotton. CJ Parker, oh, that's a horrible turnover to Jay Nash. Less than 5 minutes to go in the first half, and once again, in back-to-back games, Michigan is trailing big against an SEC opponent. And a missed jumper there from DeAndre Cotton. Bama collects. And here we go. Poblaski, Cousins, drives in. No, gets his own rebound, but he misses it. That's a horrible miss right there. And J.C. Avery. Got to do a little more for this Michigan offense. Feeds. Mole. Drives in. Pass. Cotton to Nash. Deep 2. Sinks it. Good possession there by the Wolverines. And they are back to being down by only 8. Now Andre. 4 minutes to go. Feeds. Oh, what a feed to CJ Parker. And he gets that one over the head of Poblaski. 4-2. Both teams shooting fairly well, but again, playing at a slower pace than what Alabama's used to, yet they're the ones winning big right now. J.C. Avery draws the foul on Andre, and he will head to the line for a couple free throws. And a whole load of substitutions now. I have been notified that my color commentator got disconnected, so it'll be just me for a little bit. Avery, free throw, misses the first one. Not an ideal look right there. Wolverine faithful hoping he can knock in the second one, and he does. And Jerome Butcher will sub on for JC. Now Michigan needs to find a way to cause some turnovers. create some turnovers, disrupt Alabama's ball movement. Poblowski jumper missed. Good defense right there. Carlos Poblowski is not one to want to take those kind of shots. For whatever reason he still did, but none of my business. Butcher. Higgins, 3-ball. Bang! Big 3 from Jalen Higgins off the bench. The super senior. Andre with the ball now. To Poblowski. Another jumper, another miss. Alabama now all of a sudden out of their element as Santiago Ahued. Looking to run this offense, although Michigan's taking their sweet time. What a pass! Oh my goodness! That should not be happening. It's a breakdown on Alabama's defense, and Michigan is now within 4. Here's C.J. Parker getting past. Donovan jumper. Just give the ball to Khalil Donovan. Just give it to him. He knows what to do. Higgins. It's a Butcher. Ahued jumper. Missed. Corralled by Khalil Donovan. CJ feeds money, and he misses. Somehow gets his own rebound, though. I don't know how that happened. Now what can this Wolverine offense do? They need to respond. Ahued heads out to near half court for some reason, as we are 90 seconds away from the end of the half. Ahued, jumper, goes. Little jumper right there by Santiago Ahued. Now it's Alabama's turn to find a way to strike the hearts of Wolverine Nation. Donovan kicks it out. They're easily taking a shot there. Money, turnaround Jay, no. Rebounded by Ahued. And here comes Michigan. With Jerome Butcher, Zelikov to Butcher, back to Zelikov. Zelikov jumper, no. Rebounded by Poblowski. Carlos Poblowski, that is. Because remember, there are 2 of them. Andre feeds the bounce pass. Let's put it this way. Found itself ricocheting off of Wolverine legs. Should have been called kickball violation, but it headed out of bounds anyways. So, Alabama ball. Feed, and it's deflected out of bounds off the hands of DeAndre Cotton. So it'll stay with the Tide here. And feed to Cousins. Misses the J, and Nikita recovers. Under a minute to go. Michigan trying to find some points to squeeze this deficit down to as close to 0 as possible. Avery. Zelikov. Jumper. No. And Cousins gets it. There's enough time for Alabama to strike here as the shot clock turns off. Andre feed. Khalil Donovan with the reverse. What a thunderous dunk there by Khalil Donovan. Nash draws the foul, and he'll head to the line for a couple free throws. DeMarcus Cousins being called at the cup. Some late substitutions. I'm sorry, that wasn't Buchanan. Who's number 15 for Alabama? I don't know. But Jay Nash has an opportunity to close down this lead that Alabama keeps on continuing to try to stretch. And first free throw bounces in. They had a similar deficit like this versus LSU. And found a way to win that game. With that said, 4.4 seconds is enough time for some damage by Alabama. Half-court heave. A little too strong, and Alabama with the halftime lead, 37-31. And so far, it's been a very, how do I say it? It's been a very interesting exchange between both of these teams. As Michigan trails, they continue to try and fight their way back to a tie. Alabama, they always find a way to re-stretch their lead. I mean, it's just been an interesting game so far. And again, one of these teams here will be making the Final Four. And not in repeat fashion like the past two winners, being Iowa and Duke. And here we go, Alabama starts us off in the second half. We'll see how different things become. Oh, what a feed from Khalil Donovan to Jaden Money to open things up. And Jay Nash. Looking. Zelikov deep 2, no. Rebounded by Cotton though, and he stuffs it all over. Carlos Pawlowski put that man in a body bag. Donovan, another feed. 2 great feeds from Khalil Donovan to Andre Zelikov. And I just got the notification that my colleague finally got back online. So, happy to have him back. Coach, I know you lost connection there. That sucks. Sucks when it happens to anyone, but happy to have you back.
Yeah, it was just a quick spike. I think it flickered on and off, but Wi-Fi takes 10 years to turn back on and reconnect, so.
I fully feel that. Well, happy to have you back on. Alabama still hanging on to an 8-point lead. Michigan is fighting as always. Pawlowski 3 off and rebounded by Donovan. And here we go. Alabama looking to stretch this lead. But I know we couldn't get your halftime opinions or thoughts, but I guess just, in terms of what's going on now, what are your reactions to what has happened so far, and what can both teams do better as another turnover there caused by Alabama?
I think both teams need to just take care of the ball better. I think turnovers, if Alabama cuts down turnovers, they can extend their lead. If Michigan cuts theirs down, they can get back in the game.
I agree. Cotton, and he hits the underneath part of the rim there. Jeez Louise. Donovan to Money. Alabama's really looking to stretch this lead. And that ends up somehow with Michigan after magically passing through Khalil Donovan's grasp. I don't know. Avery to Nikita. Jay Nash to the Alabama defense. They're not picking their passes correctly, and this has been one of the sloppiest games I've seen from the Wolverines. Zelikov 3, that was a very ambitious attempt. Does not go down, and the Wolverines have been held scoreless for the last 2 or so minutes. Pablo Pawlowski waiting for somebody to get open. Somebody. He feeds J.C. Avery, and he missed. This is a bit painful to watch if you're a Wolverine fan. And J.C. Avery is called for the foul right there, so Jaden Money gets free throws. And the Wolverines, listen, I know when they played LSU at the start, and especially like when the second half started, they didn't look like themselves. But yes, LSU is a great team. We'll give them credit. Alabama's also a very good team, and this time you're not dealing with just any SEC team. You're dealing with the outright SEC champion, so it's a little bit different. As Jaden Money has actually not been that good from the free throw line. Missed that first one. We'll get the second one, though. Here we go. Alabama putting the pressure on Michigan. Nash will escape it. Now DeAndre Cotton will pass it out. And what in the world was that?
I mean,
Jay Nash looked like Derek Carr right there.
I've taken the Cade McNamara school of quarterback.
Yikes. I didn't even want to go there, but yeah, I guess so. Sorry, Cade. Poblowski jumper, no. Here come the Wolverines. A little under 12 and a half minutes to go in the game. A lot of time left, but they just haven't been able to get any momentum going. Poblowski, you gotta shoot that. Don't be afraid to shoot that shot. Avery, 3-ball. No. It's just not been a successful day. Money 3.
Having PTSD.
But maybe Michigan fans are too, because this is the kind of hole that they got into against LSU. Good jumper finally from, I believe that was Jay Nash. And 41% from the field as a team is horrific. And Parker directing this Alabama offense. Feed, turned over. Good defense by Pablo Poblowski and the Wolverines. A big opportunity for Michigan to get back-to-back buckets for the first time in a while. Oh, they're taking their sweet time and letting Pablo dribble around aimlessly. Cotton feeds. Zelikov jumper, he got it.
Thanks.
That was a nice little feed from Cotton, though. Did you see that little flick?
Yeah, that was a good pass. I mean, I always like it when your big man can pass like that.
Oh, absolutely. It's a good thing to have. Although Parker gets free. Alabama stretches the lead back to 12. And Jay Nash. To Cotton, draws the foul on Poblowski. So, free throws coming up for the Wolverines. So, DeAndre Cotton has actually had a decent game so far. 8 points on 50% shooting. He'll get to add to that and possibly hit double figures. First one goes. These Wolverines really need to find a way back in. Being down by 10 is not back in this game. At least not by their standards. And he got it. So, a little half-court trap here by Michigan. They might rip them. They do. Wait, did they just call a foul on C.J. Parker? I think they just called a foul on C.J. Parker. They called a foul on the guy who got stripped. What the hell? Excuse my language. Wow.
No.
That's outrageous. That's actually outrageous. Wolverine ball, I guess. Jay Avery. Jay Nash. Oh, I get these names mixed up too much. Good jumper right there from Nikita, though. And Michigan is back, only down by 8 as they continue to slice into this lead. Looking like a soft repeat of the LSU game. Andre, CJ, 3, no, and rebounded by JC Avery. And Jay Nash on the way with this Wolverines offense is going to slow down a little bit. We'll let him get set up. Jay Nash, 3-ball, no, but rebounded by Cotton. And what a stuff! Big body DeAndre Cotton. And here's Andre. Waiting for somebody to get open. Wow. How? This Alabama passing, for the most part, has been very crisp and on point. Nash. Nikita drives in, draws the foul on Khalil Donovan. So he'll get free throws. Almost got that one in, too. Both big men are so agile. Khalil Donovan and Nikita Zelikov. That is a really good matchup. And so far, Khalil Donovan is winning it slightly, but Nikita Zelikov isn't too far behind. First free throw will go. Oh, gosh. The amount of time left on the clock, I don't want to say it. You got both. Alabama 51, Michigan 45. Once again, these Wolverines trying to cause mayhem. Parker escapes the double, gets it to Khalil, who's doubled, feeds it to Cousins, who flips it up and in after DeAndre Cotton tries to block a ghost. Nash. To Pablo. Pablo. Looking for somebody to get open. You got two guys open. Oh, he's taking his time. Pabloski. And three, thinking about it. Wanted to drive in. To Cotton is absolutely rejected. And did they just call a shooting foul right there? That is not a shooting foul. Look. The ball got swatted before they even touched him. What are these refs on?
Was that on Cousins or was that on... Do you know who it was on?
I don't know. I just, from what it looked like. From what I saw.
It looked like a clean block. Maybe they were calling it on Cousins, who was guarding him to begin with. That's the only thing I can think of.
Maybe. But still, that's such a... I don't agree with that call, to be honest with you. I thought that was a clean block.
I agree.
And Parker escapes the double, gives it to Khalil. Khalil plays it to Carlos Pabloski, and is swatted away. Great defense by Michigan. And all of a sudden, approaching halfway of the second half, it's looking eerily similar to what they did versus LSU. They are now only down by 4. Andre. Alabama now. A little bit on the ropes here. Parker feeds it. Donovan jumper. There you go. You give it to him when you need a bucket. Jay Nash. What will this Wolverines offense now do? See who will get open. They're taking their sweet time, though. Nash, Nikita, facing up, pass to Jay Nash. They're really letting the time, tick off on this clock. Zelikov, jumper, bounces in and out. Alabama ball. Money to Parker. Pabloski, jumper, does not stick it. He's been exactly the opposite of Khalil Donovan today. Khalil Donovan can't miss. Carlos Pabloski can't hit a shot. Avery, 3-ball. No, but rebounded by Pabloski, and he will get the layup to go. Buckle up, folks. 6.5 minutes left in this wildly interesting game here between 2-seed Michigan and 1-seed Alabama. Andre trying to find his way. Pabloski with the slam. They found him that time finally in a sweet spot. And Jay Nash trying to will his team back. Zelikov, 3-ball. Got it! Big shot right there from the junior big man. And Alabama not only up by 3. Andre. They're really playing it slow. 6 minutes to go. Carlos to Jaden Money. Money on the wing, or the elbow, Zelikov, turn around, Jay. Misses. And here comes Michigan. They can tie it with a 3. Feeds. Zelikov, layup, goes. They're only down by 1 now. Does the Alabama coach have an extension yet? He's going to get one regardless of the outcome of this game, by the way. Money, 3-ball, missed. Michigan can take the lead here. Pablo. To Nikita. J.C. Avery, 2. Michigan in front. Five minutes to go. And this game is completely flipped on its head. Poblowski, 3-ball. Horrible shot. And here comes Michigan. Pablo. Poblowski. They called him the next Kevin Durant. What will he do? DeAndre Cotton to Poblowski. Pablo waiting for somebody to get open. Shot clock is winding down. Cotton to Nash. Nash floats it up. No, missed it. Took a lot of time off the clock, though. And here's Jaden Money. Alabama hasn't had a bucket in over 2 minutes. Coach, quick evaluation while these teams are going at it as Michigan just gets the turnover.
Alabama's playing frantic right now. They don't know how to handle what Michigan is giving them right now. I would recommend a timeout. Just reset.
They need some kind of reset for sure. And the Wolverines are going back to the free throw line thanks to Nikita Zelikov. Deja Big Blue. If Michigan ends up winning this game, I might use that as the in the caption of the post. I'll have to.
That's funny.
I'll have to give credit to Matt Patriot 10 somehow. I just don't know how. Nikita gets a rest. Michigan up by 3 now with less than 4 minutes to go. The tables have turned in this one, and Alabama takes a much-needed timeout. My goodness. You know, we've always said it was either Duke or Alabama that was going to be the first 1 seed to get knocked out of the tournament. And although it's taken us all the way to the Elite Eight for with all the 1 seeds making it, it's starting to look like it's going to be Alabama. But with that said, it's only a 3-point game. Got more than enough time to win it still. As well, Coach Killian communicated something to his team. If you were Coach Killian in that situation, what would you have told these players?
Play that you guys have been here before, and that you guys are big shot. That you guys are capable, and just to play loose and don't worry about it. You guys are good enough players to handle it.
I agree with that take for sure. Jerome Butcher, 2-pointer shot is missed, and Alabama can now retake the lead on this next possession. Feed, Donovan, jumper. Donovan missed a shot. Oh, that's a surprise. We expect him to make him. And look at this. This is pretty much Alabama's starting 5 versus Michigan's bench right now. Butcher. Feeds, intercepted, picked up by Alabama, and they get a second chance at reclaiming the lead. Andre tries to go in, and contact, no. And a foul was not called there, surprisingly, as Santiago Ahued recollects. Ahued trying to drive in. Butcher, shot, missed. Michigan needs their starters back on the court as soon as possible. CJ wanted to drive in, was not allowed. 15, trying to do something. Absolutely rejected. But Parker recovers the ball and misses Jalen Higgins with the board. My goodness, this has been a really messy game. Higgins feeds. Mole. Turnaround Jay sinks it. Big shot right there by Mole. That's from Dave Dameshek. Give him the credit. Okay, fine. Dave Dameshek it is.
That's the NFL Network guy.
Oh, like he must have said Deja Big Blue or something. Andre Zelikov floats it in, keeping Alabama within a point. Less than 2 minutes to go. Fellas, buckle up. Ahwed to Mole. Butcher drives in, hits the side of the backboard. And Alabama can take the lead back on this possession. CJ Parker drives in, kicks it. Donovan open three, splash! Big three right there by Khalil Donovan, and Alabama back on top. Higgins, they need the starters back out there as soon as possible. Ahwed feeds. Butcher, turnaround Jay. Oh, what a shot to tie the game. Jerome Butcher. Big shot. What will Alabama do next? Feed to Donovan. He got it. That was a near turnover. Khalil Donovan. Potential Crimson Tide savior. Clock is ticking. We are under a minute left. Higgins to Mole. Over to Butcher. Higgins, jumper, missed. And they're going to have to foul now. Oh, no. Unreal clutch play from Khalil Donovan. Now has Michigan on the verge of being knocked out. And now they're left to foul. And they're going to have to hope for Alabama to miss at least one free throw. If not the first one. And Pawlowski is really running out of fouls here. I think that's his third. And they have still not gotten Alabama to the line. Jeez. And Pawlowski is on his fourth foul. That quickly. And here's CJ Parker. First free throws of the game. Knocks the first one down. Big time for CJ. And he gets it to go. And timeout Michigan with under 20 seconds left. This has been an amazing game so far, but my goodness. Have some of these Michigan mistakes that come back to bite them at the hardest times. But with Alabama, I mean, you just turn to Khalil Donovan and you look at him and say, you're getting a statue built once your career here is done. I mean, he's been amazing this tournament. But anyways, imagine you're Coach Rod. What are you telling the team? What kind of player are you drawing up for these boys?
I'm drawing up. You make everything look complicated. When you throw it to the guy, some guy cutting up in the middle, make it look like he's taking the shot. But I like you kicking it back to the inbound guy. I want my best 3-point shooter as the inbound guy and kick it back to him. And hopefully in the confusion you get a quick and easy 3-point shot. Although I'm an idiot and I didn't realize. I thought we were at the. Yeah. If we were in the front court, that's what I would do.
Yeah, it's fine. Although that is called a foul on Khalil Donovan. That's usually a charge. So Jay Nash got the very fortunate there to not be called for a foul. So free throw's coming. He needs to get both. He gets the first one. But either way, another intentional foul is on the way. some point. Nash will get it to go. And Parker gets fouled by Jay Nash. So C.J. Parker headed back to the line with 10.6 seconds to go. He's been very clutch for Alabama all season, and he continues to do so. Big free throw right there from C.J. He gets both. That's big. Another timeout from Michigan, and here we go. Let's try this again. Since now you know or remember that inbounds in college, they start from the opposite end of the floor. Tell me what's the game plan here.
See, I think now you have to go for a three. I think the first time it was like it's okay to take the easy bucket. I don't think there's enough time to keep trading a 2-point shot for free throws. I think you need to go for a three here and just out the Alabama and hope they miss a free throw and see what happens.
And that's the thing. You need to, I'd say you have to go for three.
Yeah.
Especially with how slow this team gets up the court on this inbound. Like, they got to go. Go. He's jogging up the court. Time is ticking. Cotton three. No, you did not want that, and that is ball game. Alabama's going to the Final Four, ladies and gentlemen. An unfortunate end for Michigan. They could not do it again. And Khalil Donovan will add on to his stellar performances that he has had all March Madness. By the way, another timeout will be called a useless one. Unreal. Yeah, see, the useless timeout. Well, I guess I can quickly prep this final score graphic. Well, at least there's some solace in this, Coach. The team that you lost in the Sweet 16 is Final Four bound. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. Well, Alabama played a good game today. Alabama's played well most of this entire tournament. And so when the better team wins and the team that plays better wins, it's a little easier to know. And Alabama played better against us, and Alabama's played better consistently in the game today. So Michigan has nothing to hold their hats about. They played well. They came back. They are deserving of a Final Four spot too. They just unfortunately they ran into a hot Alabama team.
Hot Alabama team is correct. These boys have been on a tear all season long. Now to remember, they only have 2 losses to their name. Only 2. It's time. We'll tick away on the Wolverines. Welcome to the Final Four, Alabama. What a big-time accomplishment for the Crimson Tide, as Coach Killian in his second season gets Alabama to Houston. And that is unfortunately the end of the road for Coach Rodriguez.
Crimson Tide will not be denied today.
Indeed, they will not. And we have one more game left. And that is between 7 seed Kansas and 1 seed Gonzaga. Unfortunate end for the Wolverines. Well, with that said, I think we're going to rush into this final game. Just because why not? Fellas, thank you for tuning into this stream for Michigan versus Alabama. Once again, congrats to the Crimson Tide for making it to their first Final Four. By the way, I didn't even say this about Alabama. They have made it to the Elite Eight before, but they got knocked out by 5-seed Arizona a couple seasons ago when the Wildcats won their national championship. Could things turn around for them? I don't know. But with that said, they have a rematch on the docket with Iowa. The rematch being from last year in the Sweet 16. We'll see how that one goes. But with that one said, Kansas versus Gonzaga coming at you very soon. Stay tuned.